Om Sri Sadguru Mujiji Ki Jai. Om Sri Sadguru Anantaji Ki Jai. Begin with a meditation.
Unbound peace. You cannot come to the edge of peace. There is just peace. In every direction, there is peace. Then there is enough space in the infinity of peace for other emotions to arise. You know, it is possible that you can experience intense pain, agitation, and still in peace, or not. How is it possible that you can experience tremendous noise? The mind is like frying, body is shaking, but peace is not lost. It surely is possible. If you don't say, this should not happen. If you don't say, oh, this noise means something is wrong. If you don't touch this thought, then just let that movement be there. It is not in conflict with peace. It is only somehow the interpreting mind that says, haha, see, you've lost it. And then you believe this thought, and then this thought creates a feeling of agitation, disappointment, separation, all based on concepts. You've actually not lost anything. But if you keep believing that because pain arises, that pain replaces peace, if you believe this, you'll believe it into existence and it will become your experience. This is how your own private world is constructed, out of concepts. Believed in. As I said before, a concept without belief is nothing. A concept with belief can start a war or heal a nation's pain. Belief is the important thing. Something says, in bliss, in my joy, there's no space for sorrow, sadness. So it's either or. In your mind, either there is joy or there is sorrow. But this is not true. It's not either or. It is agitation arises in the space of peace. The peace is not lost. You may feel the energy of some thought or some memories there. Don't try to suppress it. You can leave it. Let it be. If you don't somehow create a relationship with that particular thought, just let it be. But be the space, that intelligence in which that thought appears, and anything else can appear. But don't be monitoring what comes and what goes. Let it all come and go. And if you also can not hold on to any self-image, don't hold any psychic impression of who you are in your mind. Don't touch memory for a moment. And see if you can complain about something. You don't touch any thought, oh, yesterday this thing happened. Oh no, I would need to send an email today. What time is it? You don't get into that. Just let that float by. You stay like this. And see if you can complain about something. If you don't identify with any thought, don't identify with any intention for a moment. Just be the space of awareness. Just remain as the awareness itself. But when I say remain as the awareness, I don't mean to try to be. It's not a try to be. It's a recognition that there's already a silence, there's already just a space that is unsupported. It's just here by itself. Take the attention of the movement of the mind. Stay only as that. I don't want to call it a background because it's not a background. It's not foreground. It's not in, it's not out. It's not an object. It's not even a state. It's simply what remains when the attention is not shopping through the senses or holding on to any particular concept. Be aware of this. It's not sadness. It's not bliss. How long does it last? It has no condition. It has no intention. It's not time bound. It's not past. It's not future. It's not even present. But even the feeling of presence, not present, presence of conscious being arises in it. It doesn't require concentration or a concentrator. Who are you here? It's not the visualization also. It is that space within even visualizations, effort, the movement of attention, intellect, everything is discerned. Everything you can see happening by themselves, unforced. It is one's natural state. It does not need to preserve any concept. No concept needs to be sacred here. There's no residential concept. There's only the space of being. It is not a policeman. It doesn't say, this thought can come, this one not. All movements, all thoughts, all sensations are tourists only. You don't offer bed and breakfast to any thought. Come and go, come and go. Not pulling, not pushing. How long can it last? Can it fade? I want to hear your response. Can it fade? Now you're in this space. Your words have some value. No. So I will listen to you. Who are you here? You can say there is peace. You can say there is peace. It's even okay to say I am peace. But you can say there is peace. There's space. Who are you? Where precisely are you? Do you have a particular shape in this? Peace is here naturally. It is synonymous with being. Peace, being, the same thing. But then a thought comes and says, yeah, but, what about so and so? And then somehow this thought is purchased, and then you feel divided, which is also just a thought, based upon thought. And you can keep going. If you remain only as that space of being, it doesn't matter what thought comes. You have a real choice. The choice, I would say, is either you go with the mental movement, you follow where the thoughts are calling you, they come, play, come. You can go with that pull, or you can remain as the witness of it and remain as much as possible detached. Non-personal. And it will cool off immediately, because the thoughts, they need food also. And the food for more thinking is your belief and your identity with them. Supplies fuel. It energizes thought activity. If you've understood this, it will serve you. Who are you here?
Chapter 40 is called Only the Self is Real. Maharaj, the world is but a show, glittering and empty. It is, and yet is not. It is there as long as I want to see it and take part in it. When I cease caring, it dissolves. It has not cause and serves no purpose. It just happens when we are absent-minded. It appears exactly as it looks, but there is no depth in it or meaning. Only the onlooker is real, whether you call him the self or Atma. To the self, the world is but a colorful show, which he enjoys as long as it lasts and forgets when it is over. Whatever happens on the stage makes him shudder in terror or roll with laughter. Yet all the time he is aware that it is but a show. Without desire or fear, he enjoys it as it happens. Questioner. The person immersed in the world has a life of many flavors and rejoice. The person immersed in the world has a life of many flavors. He weeps and he laughs, loves and hates, desires and fears, suffers and rejoices. The desireless and fearless jnani, what life has he? Is he not left high and dry in his aloofness? Maharaj. His state is not so desolate. It tastes of the pure, uncaused, undiluted bliss. He is happy and fully aware that happiness is his very nature, and that he need not do anything nor strive for anything to secure it. It follows him more real than the body, nearer than the mind itself. You imagine that without cause there can be no happiness. To me, dependence on anything for happiness is utter misery. Pleasure and pain have causes, while my state is my own, totally uncaused, independent, unassailable. There's construction going on here. I hope it's not too loud for you. Questioner. Like a play on the stage? Maharaj. The play was written, planned, and rehearsed. The world just spouts into being out of nothing and returns to nothing. Questioner. Is there no creator? Was not the world in the mind of Brahma before it was created? Maharaj. As long as you are outside of my state, you will have creators, preservers, and destroyers. But once with me, you will know the self only and see yourself in all. Questioner. You function nonetheless. Maharaj. When you are giddy, you see the world in circles around you, obsessed with the idea of means and end, of work and purpose. You see me apparently functioning. In reality, I only look. Whatever is done on the stage. Joy and sorrow, life and death, they are all real to the man in bondage. To me, they are all the show, as unreal as the show itself. I may perceive the world just like you, but you believe yourself to be in it, while I see it as an iridescent drop in the vast expanse of consciousness. Questioner. We are all getting old. Old age is not pleasant, all aches and pains, weakness, and the approaching end. How does a jnani feel as an old man? How does his inner self look at his own senility? Maharaj. As he gets older, he grows more and more happy and peaceful. After all, he is going home. Like a traveler nearing his destination and collecting his luggage, he leaves the train without regret. Questioner. Surely there is a contradiction. We are told that Jnani is beyond all change. His happiness neither grows nor wanes. How can he grow happier because he is being old, and that in spite of physical weakness, and so on? Maharaj. There is no contradiction. The reel of destiny is coming to its end. The mind is happy. The mist of bodily existence is lifting. The burden of the body is growing less from day to day. Questioner. Let us say the jnani is ill. He has caught some flu and every joint aches and burns. What is the state of mind? Maharaj. Every sensation is contemplated in perfect equanimity. There is no desire for it or refusal. It is as it is, and he looks at it with a smile of affectionate detachment. Questioner. He may be detached from his own suffering, but still it is there. Maharaj. It is there, but it does not matter. Whatever state I am in, I see it as a state of mind to be accepted as it is. Questioner. Pain is pain. You experience it all the time. Maharaj. He who experiences the body experiences its pain and pleasures. I am neither the body nor the experiencer of the body. Questioner. Let us say you are 25 years old, your marriage is arranged and performed, and the household duties crowd upon you. How would you feel? Maharaj. Just as I feel now. You keep on insisting that my inner state is molded by outer events. It is just not so. Whatever happens, I remain. At the root of my being is pure awareness, a speck of intense light. This speck, by its very nature, radiates and creates pictures in space and events in time, effortlessly and spontaneously. As soon as it is merely aware, there are no problems. But when the discriminative mind comes into being and creates distinctions, pleasure and pain arise. During sleep, the mind is in abeyance, and so are pain and pleasure. The process of creation continues, but no notice is taken. The mind is a form of consciousness, and consciousness is an aspect of life. Life creates everything, but the Supreme is beyond all. Questioner. The Supreme is the Master and consciousness, his servant? Maharaj. The Master is in consciousness, not beyond it. In terms of consciousness, the Supreme is creation and dissolution, consecration and abstraction, the focal and the universal. It is also neither. Words do not reach there, nor mind. Questioner. The Jnani seems to be a very lonely being all by himself. Maharaj. He is alone, but he is all. He is not even a being. He is the beingness of all beings. Not even that. No words apply. He is what he is, the ground from which all grows. Questioner. Are you not afraid to die? Maharaj. I shall tell you how my guru's guru died. After announcing that his end was nearing, he stopped eating without changing the routine of his daily life. On the 11th day at prayer time, he was singing and clapping vigorously and suddenly died. Just like that, between two movements, like a blown out candle. Everybody dies as he lives. I am not afraid of death because I am not afraid of life. I live a happy life and shall die a happy death. Misery is to be born, not to die. All depends on how you look at it. Questioner. There can be no evidence of your state. All I know about it is what you say. All I see is a very interesting man. Maharaj. You are the interesting old man, not me. I was never born. How can I grow old? What I appear to be to you exists only in your mind. I am not concerned with it. Questioner. Even as a dream, you are a most unusual dream. Maharaj. I am a dream that can wake you up. I am a dream that can wake you up. You will have the proof of it in your very waking up. Questioner. Imagine that the news reaches you that I have died. Somebody tells you, you know so and so? He died. What would be your reaction? Maharaj. I would be very happy to have you back home. Really glad to see you out of this foolishness. Questioner. Which foolishness? Maharaj. Of thinking you were born and will die, that you are a body displaying a mind, and all such nonsense. In my world, nobody is born and nobody dies. Some people go on a journey and come back. Some never leave. What difference does it make, since they travel in dreamlands, each wrapped up in his own dream? Only the waking up is important. It is enough to know the I am as reality, and also love. Questioner: my approach is not so absolute. Hence my question. Throughout the West, people are in search of something real. They turn to science, which tells them a lot about matter, a little about mind, and nothing about the nature and purpose of consciousness. To them, reality is objective, outside the observable and describable directly or by inference. About the subjective aspect of reality, they know nothing. It is extremely important to let them know that there is reality, and it is to be found in the freedom of consciousness from matter and its limitations and distortions. Most of the people in the world just do not know that there is reality which can be found and experienced in consciousness. It seems very important that they should hear the good news from somebody who has actually experienced it. Such witnesses have always existed, and their testimony is precious. Maharaj: of course, the gospel of self-realization, once heard, will never be forgotten. Like a seed left in the ground, it will wait for the right season and sprout and grow into a mighty tree. I'll read it again. Of course, the gospel of self-realization, once heard, will never be forgotten. Like a seed left in the ground, it will wait for the right season and sprout and grow into a mighty tree. Om Sri Sadguru Mujiji Ki Jai. Om Sri Sadguru Anantaji Ki Jai. Om Namah Shivaya.